Hey guys, James here. Unfortunately, Mr. iTalk Apple could not, his internet went down. He's not able to do issue 2 of Punk Rock Jesus. So, step in and go ahead and talk about issue 2. So, as we go into issue 2, our second coming of Jesus is born. His name's Chris, and we start off with the NAC, which is the New American Christians, I believe is what it stands for. It's basically like a Christian coalition group that is stalking the island and trying to break in. They're trying to free Chris and his mother Gwen. And Thomas McHale, the security, basically busts that whole thing up and kicks all their asses. And they capture. I don't guess if they captured, but they kind of restrained. I think it's Daisy Milton is the head lady of this group, and Slate, the guy who runs the island, comes in and basically talks to her, telling her, "Hey, you can you can come harass us basically all you want. We're going to kick your butt because it's good for ratings. And even though that I have to pay money to pay people off who get injured or whatever, it's worth it because the ratings make me more money." So after that, we kind of move into some revelations about Gwen. She is starting to develop a drinking problem, and we also meet one of my favorite characters, who is Cola. And Cola is this polar bear that you see here, and he is genetically modified and it's kind of like a puppy dog, but he's a polar bear. So really cool. Chris and Cola are friends, and so you get to see a little bit of that. We also get a flashback to Thomas McHale's life as a child and growing up with his uncle. Find out a little bit about the IRA connections he's had. His family was very heavily involved in that, his father and his uncle, and that's kind of the life he grew up in. So he's very he grew up with a lot of religious dogma in his youth, and it probably plays a big role in where he is now. We also find out that the doctor is pregnant, and she's having a little girl named Rebecca, and she is going to be on the island with Chris and Gwen and the whole J2 crew. So with Gwen's drinking, she's missing her parents. She's just an 18-year-old girl, and they decide that she's going to kind of sneak away. Thomas takes her away to try to find her parents, and when they get there, the house is foreclosed, and she's not they're nowhere to be found, and she's sliding into some depression, and that's kind of where the issue leaves off is that they've tried to find the house. They kind of eat at this diner, and everybody discovers that they're off the island, and they're trying to attack them, and Thomas and Gwen take off on the motorcycle. So to me, whenever we get into this issue 2, you're finding out a lot about Thomas. And Thomas McHale, to me, is really the main character in this. It's not Chris is obviously the second coming for this. He's what you would think would be the main character, but to me, it's about Thomas's religious journey and catching his background and seeing the way he was brought up. You see the corruption and things that he's seeing now, and how they're trying to use this second coming of Jesus as a moneymaker. This is using to manipulate people. He sees the corruption of the NAC, this group with Daisy Milton, and how they are. I think their comparisons to the IRA in his head. It makes if you read this story, you read it from the different characters' perspectives. You get a lot of different stories. So you have Thomas, you have his version. As the story goes on, we're going to talk more about Chris and the things that happen with him in his life. Gwen, her story. It's one of the things that makes this such a great book is you can go back and you can reread it and you can reread it from the different perspectives, and you get totally different stories and you get totally different journeys in these characters' lives. So I'm not going to go too in depth into this issue because I think a lot of what I want to talk about, I'll talk about in my actual review in issue 6. I'm sorry that we really didn't get a great review for issue 2. Simon Dixon, he wasn't able to do this. It was kind of last minute, and so I apologize for that. So I will leave a link down to, I believe it is Wednesday Serial does issue 3. So I will put a link down to his channel below, and I hope you check it out. If you haven't checked out the first video, Scott did it yesterday on his channel, Running with Comics. It's fantastic. It's a great review to start this series off. And if you haven't read this series, please pick it up. Punk Rock Jesus, 6 issues. You can also pick it up in trade. I suggest picking it up in trade form if you can. It's probably a little more cost effective. I think the issues for this is probably like $40 or something to get a 1-6 set now. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all on Saturday for my issue 6 review.